Hi class, I wanted to do a quick video for you. We are in week 8, which is basically halfway through the semester, and we are getting ready to really work on our literary analysis essays this week. So just kind of a recap up to this point. We have done, if we go back and look at, let me scroll back down to last week's memos. So you, by Sunday night, by last night, you would have found your two sources on your critical analysis for your literary analysis essay. And hopefully you completed the worksheet and submitted them last night. I will get you feedback on those worksheets hopefully by the end of the day. I'm going to be working on that this afternoon, so you can look for some feedback in order to be able to incorporate anything I see for your annotated bibliography. So back to today's announcement, the Monday announcement. I have a mini lesson for your annotated bibliography, just reminding you what it is. An annotated bibliography, just in case you all, aren't familiar with this, or you didn't read carefully kind of up to this point. It's the list of sources that you are going to use for this literary analysis paper that have certain notes on them. So this particular annotated bibliography is going to include your thesis statement. It's going to include the annotation for your primary source, which is your main text that you're analyzing, your short story or the Frost poem. And then it's going to include your two criticism sources that are annotated. In other words, there are notes taken on them. That will be divided into 3 sections. You're going to summarize the source. This will be 3 to 5 sentences. What are the main arguments of this article? What does this article cover? Now, for some of you, particularly if you're doing the Bradbury story or the Vonnegut story, or even the Frost poem, you may have some, some questions about the articles, because quite a few of those articles are not solely or 100% on your particular text. That's okay. And I know that. I gave you the articles myself. So what you do is you, in your summary section, you note that this article was written on a number of sources or a number of texts. So maybe it covers 3 or 4 of the Vonnegut stories. But that a certain section, however many paragraphs or, a couple of pages or whatever section addresses your particular text, and then you summarize that. All right. Then after you summarize it, you ask yourself, this is the evaluation, the assessment. Is it useful source? Why is it useful source? Is it objective? Does it compare with other sources? So you're going to assess sort of the usefulness and the credibility of it. And then finally, the reflection section, how do you intend to use it in your paper? All right, so I'm going to show you another sample. This particular sample is going to actually relate to, let me pull it over, it's the annotated bibliography. It was a student I had a year ago in an online class, just like y'all, who was doing a different Ray Bradbury story. We were covering Veld at the time. And you will see that the sample literary analysis essay and outline that we look at later in this week, these are the sources. It's all from the same student, and I did that on purpose. So you can see how it breaks down. So you're going to have your last name and your page number as your header. Then annotated bibliography is the title. Notice everything is double spaced. Times New Roman, 12-point font, thesis statement with a colon, and then you write your thesis statement. Then primary source, colon, again, notice no bolding, no extra spaces. So then the source, and I will remind you that I'm giving you the citations for your primary sources, and I will get to that in a second. And then your two secondary sources. So they will be alphabetized. You'll use MLA, the citation, and I've given you all this information too, and I will show you that as well. Then you'll have the summary, the evaluation, how is it credible, and then reflection, how do you intend to use it. So this student wrote quite a lot. You know, I'm thinking 3 sentences per section, but this student goes a little further. You know, this was, if you want to know, this was a solid, strong A paper, strong A annotated bibliography, and then of course the second source. Okay, so I have this here for you to review. I have all of the reminders on how to put it together, how it should look in terms of annotated bibliography and works cited page. So here I've given you this. You can download this, and all you have to do is copy your particular source. I think I don't have the poem. I'll have to get that for you. I'll add that in there. Okay, so I'll add that in there. Don't worry if you're watching this video and you say, where's the Frost poem? I will put that in there. I was thinking of my seated class, and none of those students are doing this, doing the Frost poem. Okay, so you just have to copy that in there, and here is the rubric on how I'm going to grade this. I have it right here, but I have the actual document here. Here's a different sample. You can look at that. Here's a list of reporting verbs. I want you to work on using some more interesting verbs as you work on not just your paper, but your annotated bibliography, but your paper as well. Okay. And then here, of course, I have the rubric written out here. Here's your document. And then I've annotated this other sample. I will show you this. So I've actually taken a sample annotated bibliography, and I've written all of the notes on it, things to remind you, so you can look at this annotated bibliography. All right, let me show you one last thing. If you come down into your literary analysis module, I showed you this last week, but I'm going to show you again because I had continued questions on this over the weekend. Here are all the sources that I compiled for you on all 4 stories and the poem. Here is all of the citation information. It's not in MLA format exactly. It's almost there. Not quite. Wrong font. No hanging indent. With the link to the article below that. Alright, so what I'm going to do on Wednesday is I will come back with a memo just on outlining the paper, because the second half of this week is focused on outlining this paper. Your outline for this essay is due on Sunday, March 2nd. And I will focus on going through the sample outline and the sample paper on the Wednesday announcement. All right.